Hey, my name is Connor, and welcome to Crypto Empire, where we dominate the crypto markets. In this video, I'll be covering a project that I've talked about quite a bit in the past here on the channel, and that is Fetch.ai, ticker symbol FET, F-E-T. Now, Fetch.ai is a blockchain artificial intelligence project that has a lot of industry-specific use cases from healthcare, automotive, Internet of Things, smart cities. The list really does go on and on. I'll be explaining in this video. And FET is partnered with some major corporations and very big entities. And I believe that artificial intelligence, just like the metaverse right now is a very hot trend, I think that will continue in 2022. I think that artificial intelligence will be one of the upcoming market trends that absolutely takes off. And as well, if you've been subscribed to Crypto Empire for a while now, you would know that one, everything in this channel is not financial advice. It's for educational and entertainment purposes only. But two, my best calls tend to be when I combine the fundamentals with the technicals. And we have one of those opportunities on the table right now. So be sure to stick with me until the very end. And if you're new to Crypto Empire, go ahead right now and smash that subscribe button down below and turn on all the notifications so you don't miss any future videos. And let the gains be with you. So to start things off, looking at the overall crypto market cap, we have a Black Friday discount across the board. You can see we are down 6% on the overall market cap, currently $2.48 trillion. So several $100 billion have been wiped out from the market cap over the past 24 hours. Bitcoin trading at 54.6 thousand, ETH trading at $4.1 thousand. But this video will be focusing on Fetch.ai, which is down 4.26% on the day, trading for 76 cents. So we first covered FET here on the channel back in July. At the moment in time, it was trading for about 35 cents. So it has doubled in value from then, but I believe that the party is only getting started, not financial advice. Regardless, you can see FET has a $571 million market cap, fully diluted $882 million, so lower than $1 billion. We have projects that are over $1 billion in market cap, and they are not really doing anything. And when you understand what FET is and all the problems it is solving, all the use cases that it has, if you really want an in-depth overview, go watch my last video. I'll put a card right here. But if you really understand FET, then you might concur with me that it is a bit undervalued at this moment in time. So we can also see that 65% of all FET tokens are in circulation. That is 746 million out of 1.15 billion. So still 35% of tokens set to be released, which would of course bring that market cap all the way up to the fully diluted market cap. And the all-time high of FET, as we can see over here, was $1.19. That happened in September, about 3 months ago. Now I'll be getting into my TA towards the end of the video, so be sure to stick with me until the very end. For now, let's focus on what FET is doing and all the new updates that have happened since I last covered the project. So we know that AI is the future artificial intelligence. Every single industry will use artificial intelligence in a decentralized manner, and that is exactly what FET does offer. We can read right here, the Fetch.ai blockchain combines multi-party cryptography and game theory in order to provide secure, censorship-resistant consensus, as well as rapid chain syncing to support agent applications. Autonomous agents are basically artificial intelligence, machine learning, little bot robots that learn on the go, and that is exactly what FET does actually utilize for all of its use cases, autonomous agents. So when it comes to the platform's core components, there is the learner, where each participant is the learner in the experiment, representing a unique private data set and machine learning system. There is also the global market, which is the result of a collective learning experiment where the machine learning model is trained collectively by the learners themselves. Next, there is the Fetch.ai blockchain that supports smart contracts which permit coordination and governance in a secure and auditable way. Lastly, there is the decentralized data layer based on IPFS, which enables the sharing of machine learning weights between all of the learners involved. So FET is built on the Cosmos SDK software development kit, meaning it is IBC, inter-blockchain communication enabled, which is huge. And what we just read right here, it enables the sharing of machine learning data sets in a decentralized way. So that in and of itself, that data is going to be able to be shared in a decentralized manner. There's no one single point of failure, is an absolute game changer in my book. Now let's take a trip down memory lane and take a look at this Binance Research Labs article that was posted back in 2019 about FET. And basically, FET first was issued on the Binance launch pool as an initial exchange offering. And the issuing price for FET was 8.67 cents. Now keep in mind, some of the other projects that were issued on the Binance launch pool include Matic Network, now known as Polygon, Harmony One, Seller Network. Those are all either layer 2s or layer 1 blockchains that have done quite well in price. FET is also one of these Binance launch pools, and it hasn't necessarily blown up to the likes of these other Binance projects. But that is kind of speculation. Let's focus on the actual facts of Fetch.ai. So also, the seed sale for FET was only 3.4 cents, and the private sale was 6.8 cents. So it's not like the private investors were getting these FET tokens for underneath a penny. They did drop below a cent in the bear market as well as in the March 2020 crash. So that was an opportunity to get it lower than the pre-sale investors. But we can see that the vesting schedule will go into 2025. So keep that in mind. Now, FET also has some major partners in the industry. This is the FET.ai homepage. We can see their partners include Bosch, which is a huge German company, Festo, Catena X, which is the automotive network, huge partnership right here, T-Mobile, think T-Mobile, telecommunications, artificial intelligence, they kind of go hand in hand, Blockchain for Europe, GiaX, Datarella, Yoti, Zero Chain, Fireblocks. The list really does go on and on. They've been in the press quite a bit. Their CEO has been making a lot of public appearances, saying that in the next 3 to 6 months, but really over the next 12 to 18 months, everything that FET has been building over the past 2-3 years is finally coming to fruition. It will actually be usable in the real world, which is why, again, I am combining the technicals here with the fundamentals. And really everything is lining up for a major breakout to the upside. But again, be sure to stick with me until the very end. We'll be getting into the charts at the end of the video. Now, when it comes to the use cases of FET, the list really does go on and on. I will put this link in the description of the video so you can do your own research, but the possibilities really are endless with artificial intelligence. So delivery agents, basically a robot that delivers packages or food to you. Autonomous AI travel agents, so they'll book your trip for you and it's a robot so it knows what you like and all that. Smart cities field trial, it will be able to pick your parking spot in a bustling crowded city. And of course for CO2 emissions, which is a huge thing going forward now in the world we live in. Decentralized finance, artificial intelligence, autonomous agents, collective machine learning, sign agent, so if you're driving past a billboard, the autonomous agent in your vehicle will be able to communicate with the artificial intelligence autonomous agent in the billboard and change it to an ad that is relevant to you, which is pretty crazy. We can see vehicles have one or more software agents that search the local area for information relevant to their journey, and they can see the world in a sort of augmented reality. What might start as a simple communication between signs and vehicles opens up new economic opportunities as agents become more knowledgeable and signs become value centers in their own right. Super interesting right there. Supply chain, transport and mobility, train, rails, smart parking, e-mobility, thermometer agents for transporting goods over long distances, energy use cases, smart homes, trains, publications. The list goes on and on for FET. And also the roadmap. We're now in Q4 of 2021. Mainnet is live. NFTs are now supported. You can see they have their own NFT set. This was actually generated by their autonomous agents, and the floor price is 3 ETH right now, but there's really not a lot of these for sale right now. The highest one for sale is 14 ETH. So robots literally created these NFTs with artificial intelligence, and they are now for sale. As you can see, this was the co-learn paint, and they were very creative with paint and AI, as you can see over here. And again, the roadmap, collective learning, DeFi agents, ecosystem, really over the next 18 months, a lot of things will be rolled out for FET. So it's looking very bullish. Now, taking a look, we can see that FET is partnered with Bosch Ocean Protocol, which is represented by Big Chain DB, and they have joined Catena X, which is creating a data sharing standard for the automotive value chain. Now, when it comes to Catena X, we can see in terms of current events, the World Business Council for Sustainable Development, they just had their big climate summit, of course, the COP26, and the World Business Council for Sustainable Development announced a partnership with Catena X, Automotive Network, representing 62 automotive industry members, as well as the Rocky Mountain Institute, to develop a shared approach to measuring and exchanging Scope 3 carbon emissions information in automotive supply chains. So one major big government partnership, you can call it, government contract in a way right here. And I believe that that's going to be one of many for FET, and bullish for Ocean as well, right? Ocean is an amazing project when it comes to data. If you don't know about Ocean Protocol, I should make a video about it, but it's another one of those projects that's just kind of staring you at the face like, hey, look at me. If you want a great opportunity, you might want to look into me right now, because in the future it will literally be hindsight. You're going to look back at this video and say, wow, how on point was Connor's analysis here? Again, not financial advice. Also, moving on, we can see that FET CEO, Humian over here, he is the main guy behind FET. And you can see on his Twitter account, by the way, follow FET on Twitter. They have 87.4 thousand followers. Check them out. They just got listed on Gemini as well, which is big. They're on all the major exchanges, Coinbase, Binance, Gemini, etc. And you can see that their CEO is tweeting about a decentralized social media network on FET. That does sound like quite the good idea. So FET has a lot of very big, very relevant use cases for a lot of the problems that we are experiencing right now in the world, and it's all decentralized, meaning you own all of your data. There's no one big mega corporation that controls everything and sells your data for profit. You own it, and you can even have an autonomous agent. If you want to make money off of your data, go ahead and sell that, and then you get paid, which is very interesting. And we also covered their NFTs, right? This was their version 1 Genesis launch. They had a big event where anybody in the community could participate in the pool. And like we talked about, these are on OpenSea. I will leave this link in the description below for you to check out on your own. Now let's get into my price analysis for FET and go over why I am so bullish on it at this moment in time. So you can see it's now trading for 77 cents. Now let's zoom out a little bit. Let's take a look at the weekly chart. So on the weekly chart, you can see this launched in Binance back in March 2019 or February 2019. And what I've done is I've connected that high from the launch to the new highs that it has created, one back in March over here, and then as well in September when it made the all-time high at $1.19. I have a trend line connecting these highs. As you can see, recently price has a few times tried to break out from the trend line, but it has been rejected. Sellers stepped in, and you can also see that I have these two yellow dotted lines marking a range. We have the range high and the range low right here. And really, for the past several weeks, this is a weekly time frame, remember. For the past several weeks, 77 days, almost 3 months now, we've been quite range bound. It has been very volatile. We've seen large price swings, but overall, the bulk of the trading, the bulk of the price action has taken place from 88 cents down to 66 cents, right? Then you can also see that I've drawn some trend lines forming a symmetrical triangle right here. Yes, price does break out a few times, but as you can see, I've connected the candle body wick lows, and they all seem to respect the trend line quite well, except for last week when we tested the range low. And I've put a trend line on the top, forming this symmetrical triangle, which as you can see, tried to break out of, but came right back down into the middle of the range. Now what we have here is what I like to call choppy sideways price action. Let's go to a daily chart. So on the daily, you can see that it's sideways price action. We tried to break out. We got rejected at the trend line. We go to test the bottom. A lot of people definitely panic sold down here. Remember, you're supposed to buy low and sell high, not buy high and sell low, right? That's just a little brief investing tip for anybody out there who didn't already know that, because I know it's very easy to get caught up with your emotions in the market, because the human brain was not meant for the financial markets. You need to train your brain to do the opposite of what you want to do. Most people look to buy when it's about to break out, and they get scared when it goes to test the bottom of the range. The bottom of the range is the most obvious point on the chart where it will find support. Okay, this is where you want to be a buyer. And right now we're at about mid-range. So do with that information what you will. Also, using the previous all-time high over here as support right now, which is bullish. But what I see happening is I see a breakout from this sideways price action. And then as well, if we go back to a weekly, basically it's just one huge cup and handle, right? I can take a curve and really just excluding the wick. It's a beautiful cup, and now we have the handle forming and it wants to break out, right? Nice cup and handle pattern. Now the measure move of the cup and handle, if we take it from the neckline down to the low, is going to take us to about $1.50. That is my initial price target for FET. I definitely think that 150 will happen. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't give you a time prediction, but I think it will happen sooner rather than later. And then you can also see I have another green line up here at $2. So those are my two most relevant price targets that I'm looking at for this Fetch.ai breakout. But we can also pull a fib, and we can see that if I take it from the all-time or the previous all-time high down to the summertime June low, the one extension is at $1.60. The 1.618 is at $2. Now if we go all the way up here, the 4.236 is at about $4, and then the 6.618 is $5.70. I definitely think that is attainable as we head towards most likely the last stage of the bull market, which tends to be when things go into parabolas. And another factor to consider that I mentioned in the beginning of the video is if the artificial intelligence narrative does take off. Now, don't rely on that happening. That's my own speculation, but I think given the circumstances we have in crypto, the circumstances we have globally, worldwide, that is very possible that the next hot emerging trend that has coins pumping like crazy is artificial intelligence. There are a few other AI projects out there, there's no denying that, but FET personally is a very large holding in my own portfolio, if you couldn't tell from the enthusiasm in my voice in this video. But I also believe that FET, with its partnerships, with all of its use cases, with everything that they are doing, it is the leader in the market when it does come to AI. So obviously everything that I just said would be invalidated if we do go ahead and break these range lows at 66 cents and close beneath it. But again, I really don't see that happening. When we're sideways like this, markets can only do three things. They can go sideways, they can go up, or they can go down. We are in a proven macro bull market cycle right now. The trend is your friend until the end. So I do expect this range to break out to the upside. We have our profit targets lined out. First, initially 155, next at $2. And I'll bring it up right now before I end the video. When we see this sideways price action, all the OG Crypto Empire subscribers would know that many times back in February for Bitcoin dominance, we had total sideways price action. Now I have to go back in time. I have to go all the way back up here to February and March of 2021. As you can see, I called this so many times here in the channel, this breakdown of Bitcoin dominance, which would lead to the alt season. So right now we want to see Bitcoin dominance start to drop, break out of this range that it's been in here. And we want to see it first break through this level of 57% support. I mean, in this case, it's resistance because we want it to break down. But, you know, technically speaking, this is support. And then once we're at the 50% level, you're going to see the total 2 rise exponentially. I can see it hitting $1 trillion easily. This is just classic sideways price action. This is a bit of technical analysis education for you before we end the video. But basically, this is a market going sideways. And like I said, only 3 things can happen in a market. It can go sideways, up, or down. We were expecting this trend to continue downwards, which is exactly what it did. Now I'm expecting the FET chart to continue the trend upwards. So again, look out for this breakout. And one more thing before I end the video. Honestly, one of the most exciting things is looking at the FET Bitcoin chart. Let me zoom this out to a weekly. You can see on the weekly, I have some trend lines drawn. But regardless, on the weekly, look how high this thing has been. This thing has been up to 14,000 Satoshis, currently trading for 1,439 Satoshis. So it would be about a 10x if it does even just hit the all-time high in Satoshi value. And when projects really start to take off, they tend to make new all-time highs. So obviously that's, again, speculation. That's wishful thinking if we do get new all-time highs in its Bitcoin pair. But what this means is it offers you an opportunity if you do want to take your own risk. Obviously, it's your own decision. This is not financial advice. To multiply your Bitcoin. As a trader, you need to make the distinction if you want to grow your US dollar account or your Bitcoin account. And given the current state of affairs going on right now in terms of fiat currency, I would say it might be a wise decision to focus on growing your Satoshis, your Bitcoin. So keep that in mind. Take a look at the FET BTC chart on your own. It's primed for a breakout. We have clear ascending accumulation on the weekly here, and things are looking good to me. So hope you enjoy my technical analysis. So Fetch.ai is a blockchain artificial intelligence project that has been in development for a number of years now. And over the next 3 to 6 months, we're going to see a lot of the use cases of FET, all of their products that they've been building, start to get rolled out and actually used in the real world, which is a very bullish catalyst. We also have artificial intelligence being one of the main sectors going forward that is something that might be worthwhile to look into, and if you want to, invest into as well. And we have a very bullish looking price chart as well for FET. So I want to hear from you now because I did enough talking in this video. What do you think about FET? Are you bullish? Are you bearish? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you did enjoy this video, make sure you let me know by leaving a like. And if you are new to Crypto Empire, go ahead right now and smash that subscribe button down below and turn on all bell notifications so you don't miss any future videos. And my name is Connor from Crypto Empire, and I will see you in the next video.